Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. So in this video, we're going to make something different from previous videos in the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about how LinkedIn job search is broken. So that is a great headline that includes several things we're going to discuss in this video. So job search, it's only the starting point to reach, and we will discuss other functionalities in the app. So this video it's all about highlighting how specifically LinkedIn platform is doing things wrong. And it has been doing things wrong for a while. So this is my perspective and you are very welcome to share your opinion about it. But before continuing in this video, I don't pretend to make a biased criticism. I do not pretend to attack the brand or lower its value. Definitely, those unrelated are not my intention. So my intention is to share this analysis so more people can talk also about it and possibly something can be made. So at the end, even if this is a long shot, it would be ideal that the platform could take some points from this video and use them for improvement. So also this analysis is from the point of view of a user like me. So the point of user of somebody who looks for a job or a position or even a project in LinkedIn. So I do not consider the point of view of recruiters and companies, which of course they should have a different perspective or maybe not. So I don't know. Anyway, having said that, let's start. Okay, so let's add a bit of context. So why do we use the things we use? So let's start from the point that in general, companies, products, and software should deliver some sort of value to you, right? So that is the reason because you ask for a service to a particular company, you buy a specific product, or you use certain software. That is, everything else that comes with it is just side effect or just noise. So why do we use Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok, YouTuber, Uber, Airbnb? You have a need to cover. In those cases, you look among other things for communication, connection, entertainment, transport, business. You have a need covered, right? And for sure, it depends in the use that you want to give to the platform. But in general, the companies try to do their best to cover your needs. So having said that, why do we use LinkedIn in first place? So before getting into this, let's quickly review about the company just to have an idea of what they say they want to offer. Okay? If we go at the mission, it says the mission of LinkedIn is simple. Connect the world's professional to make them more productive and successful. Okay? So that is an elegant, corporative, general statement, and it is okay. But as users, at least the great majority that use LinkedIn, we use LinkedIn to land a job. That's it. That's the most important thing for us. Okay? So, in that sense, it is okay to be able to connect with professionals around the world or in our own country. It is okay to be able to expose our projects. But what we do want at the end is to find that job that could put food on the table, right? So logically, if this is the platform that people use to look for a job, it's natural to think that the platform should have a section to browse jobs according to my profile and apply to some of them. So here is where the problems come. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's go to the job browser. Okay, and here is my statement. LinkedIn job search is not delivering value. So that's it. Let's take my case as an example. If I look for a Python developer job, this is what I get. And if you can see here in the number of results, you can see more than 300 of results, right? So that's great. So those are a lot of jobs to apply, right? But unfortunately, this is not true. Unfortunately, all these jobs here are pure noise. And it's kind of an illusion as well. You might think that because there is a lot of jobs here to apply, and with the help of probability laws, if you apply to almost all of them, you will eventually land your dream job. But it's not going to happen. But this is something that you will only realize when you spend months using this functionality and getting nowhere. Or when you find a video like this and somebody tells you how things actually work, right? Okay, so let's talk about the problems here. So the first issue with this functionality is that most of these jobs are outdated. They are from weeks ago, they are from months ago, and God only knows until what days these jobs are listed. So that's a joke. Surely software engineers know. But this is a problem because people think these are actually opportunities and they spend time reviewing and applying to this job. So we do know that time is a valuable asset and it is more valuable if you are unemployed. You should be applying to actual opportunities, not wasting time to positions that either are closed or even worse, you won't get any message telling that this position has been closed. So you are there waiting for something that will never comes. Okay, but let's say for a minute that you can fix it. You can fix this just by applying a filter. Let's say, for example, that you will filter by the last 24 hours job. Okay, okay, and this is what we get. We get about 81 results. So that is less of the third part of what we got earlier, right? And these jobs could be real potential opportunities to apply for a position. Okay, so things might work well from now, right? But no, 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 no. Take a moment, take a moment and realize the following. To come to the conclusion that this little filter is effective to you, somebody had to spend months wasting time with this feature, getting frustrated, tracking results of the usage of this, only to know this simple and little thing. People is not supposed to solve a platform. People should come and get value directly from the platform. Is this functionality delivering the value it should? What do you think? Because I think it's not. Okay, so let's go to the second issue, which is a bit harder to spot. It has to do with promoted jobs. So now this filter is what you actually need, right? And you start viewing the jobs in the last 24 hours every day. Because that's what people do when they are unemployed and looking for a job in LinkedIn. Because after all, if the is the world's largest professional network with more than 1 billion members in more than 200 countries and territories worldwide. Right? How you couldn't get a job here? Okay? So you see the jobs and you apply to them, and after 2 weeks or even months, you realize the following. You will see approximately the same jobs, okay? Approximately the same jobs from the same companies listed every day. You see something like promoted by hire here, okay? And this is key because of the following. You say, okay, they are looking for the right candidate, but there is something suspicious here. There are companies that list genetic jobs for years. I'm not saying this company here is the one that does that, but it happens with some companies. Okay, so how can they not have filled that position after years? If even when I applied to that position, I was told that someone else with a more aligned profile was selected. So here comes my conclusion. These job posts are here for two reasons. The first one is marketing. Marketing for the company. So especially in the software industry, it seems like this is a standard way to have visibility on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn doesn't care because they are just billing. But is this delivering value to users who are looking for a real job? In this scenario, people is also applying to jobs that we'll never get. It's exactly the same scenario to applying to outdated job posts. And again, is this fair? Is this fair? Is this delivering the value issued to the user who need to apply for a real job? What do you think about? And don't get me wrong, these companies are in right to pay for marketing, but I think it should be fair in the sense that they should pay for visibility, but not at cost of people who needs a real job. I don't think this is the fault of companies. I do think this the responsibility here lies on LinkedIn side. I do think they should change this. Don't you think so? Okay, so the other reason because companies do this is to build pools, especially in software industry. Some companies likes to build pools, and they have the right to do it so. But I think they should do it in an honest way because they should not be promoting a job pretending it is real when what they actually want is to fill their databases with a lot of profiles. Again, people waste time on this, valuable time that they could use in other tasks with more relevance to them. Again, is this allowed behavior delivering real value to users? To users who invest time on job searching? What do you think about that? So, knowing these issues in the platform, issues that should be fixed in advance by the platform and are not, what can we do by now? There might be more things to do, but here is what I do nowadays. So, as job searcher in LinkedIn is broken, I started to use this workaround that I'm going to talk in a bit. That also came from someone else who maybe also had a really hard time with job browser and came up with these solutions. So what we do have to do is what we have to do is the following. You have to do a search, for example, in the main page, something like, in my case, Python that I'm hiring, which are just keywords, and you need to look for posts instead. And we should also filter by the last 24 hours just to get the most recent post. And you should be start reviewing them and apply to them. So for sure, this post will have more possibilities to give you or help you to concrete an interview. Okay, so here is the thing. Here's the thing. I want to say that honestly, I have landed more interviews with this method than spending months using the job browser in LinkedIn. But wait a minute again. Should things be done in this way? Definitely no. When you go to WhatsApp, do you have to make an elaborated configuration just to add a contact or to send a message? No. So why LinkedIn have not improved this in advance? Do you have the answers? Because I don't have a solid answer yet. So another thing we can do to express our disagreements to how things are working in is the following. So if you go to the job searcher, especially if you look for easy apply jobs, and let's see that let's go to the last step, just filling for demonstration purposes. And you go to the last section, you can see this button here that says follow to the page to stay up to date with them. So one of the things that I do is I deactivate this and then I submit my application. So I do this with all the easy applies applications that I do. You may say why I do that, and don't get me wrong. I mean, if you have genuine interest in the company, do it, do it. Don't worry. But if you are looking for a position when you don't need, uh, if you're looking for a position, then you don't need to follow the company in advance. And don't worry if the company wants to hire you, they won't care if you follow them or not. So, with luck, after some time doing this, if enough people do this, so people, let's say companies, will see that promoting fake jobs or promoting jobs just for followers won't be effective. So, company won't pay for this, and real jobs could have more visibility. So those are my 3 cents on this. Okay, so let's go back to say final words about this. So let's see what we have at the end. We use a software because it helps us to solve a problem. LinkedIn is currently used to solve the issue of landing a job or landing an opportunity to get a job. But the current functionality is not helping to solve that issue. It is inefficient and even worse, is being misused. So this is critical because this lack of efficiency has an impact on people's life. So people spend months and years waiting for something that will never come and they don't even know. So on its own, looking for a job is a hard task. So now imagine wasting time on fake jobs or outdated jobs or have to elaborate complex methods to look for a job when the platform is supposed to make your task easier. Okay, so in that case, wouldn't be easier just to take a folder with my printed CV and go to knock doors personally in the town? So we wouldn't need LinkedIn then. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next video.